Police Constable Nicholas Angel, born and schooled in London. Graduated Canterbury University in 1993 with a double first in politics and sociology. Academically excelled in theoretical coursework and final year examinations.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Bubblegum Reviews. My name is Steve, and today's review will be on the movie that I actually don't have a case to. That's why it's not right up here behind me. Is Hot Fuzz. So this is a first time watch for me. I went into this not knowing what to expect. Fresh, boys, fresh. In this, we have Nick Frost, Simon Pegg, Martin Freeman, Timothy Dalton, Bill Nye, and a guy named Bill Bailey. Bill Bailey. I swear that's like a comic or something like that, like the guys in the army. Anyways, little quick summary into this. So, Simon Pegg is a cop who is extraordinarily good at his job to where the point that he is just overachieving his peers to the point where they want to get him transferred because he's making them look bad. So he gets transferred to somewhere that he doesn't want to go. And once he starts learning about the town, he comes to realize that the town is just too quiet and too many accidents happen, so he gets suspicious and kind of digs deeper into what's going on. Done. Anyways, so, first time watch for me. Things that I liked. The music in this was not half bad. The cinematography in this was good. The shooting location I enjoyed. At time, for the most part, I actually did like the screenplay. It was the writing that was I was 50-50 on. And the reason I say that is, one, so for me, this movie, I enjoyed right up until the part that I found out who was involved. Once I found out who was involved, I felt like the movie took a turn and went down, and I was just becoming less interested in the movie. I'm not going to say there wasn't a few good parts in that part, but that second half of the movie I just was not on board with. The first half was killing me, man. My favorite person in this was Sergeant Turner. He was hilarious. To me, he needed a bigger role. But I loved how I even caught on, like, the hairstyles changed for him, and that dude he was so funny to me. My favorite scene in this probably had to be the scene where Simon Pegg came to check on his prisoner, and he wasn't in there, and he's like wondering what happened. That whole scene right there, I was high when I watched it. I had to rewind it like 3 times because I was dying laughing. It was hilarious. Other than that, I mean, the one cool thing I will say that I was like, okay, this is pretty sweet. So, one, they kind of gave not really a shout out, but more of I guess we could call it that. They gave a shout out to Super Cop. So, for those of you that don't know what Super Cop is, I actually own it. So, check it out. It's the one here on the right hand side. You'll see that movie in this movie. And if you have not seen this movie, let me tell you. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways, so that was pretty cool. And then the other thing, one of the coolest things, I remember my buddy showing like a YouTube clip of this when me and him worked together. So it's the freaking open doors to his DVD galore room. That right there is lifetime goal, right? Not life. That's a goal in life, is to have all my movies in a open door with glass in front of yeah, that would be amazing. Anyways, that was really cool. There was cool bits in this. So my favorite movie so far by Edgar Wright, I've only seen 2, is this one and The World's End, which I have right up top on this shelf. This is still, The World's End is still my number 1. Thing I will say is The World's End came after this movie. There was a lot of stuff in this movie that I saw in The World's End. So it came from this. So with that being said, that's part of the reason I gave my grade over a 500, is because it was like stuff that inspired into that movie from this movie. So I really liked that. At like last night, I was kind of like, I kind of lost, my review kind of went down for the other movie, but then my buddy kind of told me what's going on and why and everything, and I was like, well, that's kind of cool. And just kind of thinking like, well, that's pretty cool that they did that, because I mean, I don't think I'm ever going to see Shaun of the Dead. I don't have any interest in seeing that. The only reason I saw this is because my buddy kind of was like, you might like this one, which I did like it. But truthfully, if we're being totally honest, I did not like, what was his name? Michael Johnson or something? Yarp guy? He got on my nerves. He really did. I tried to get into him and be like everybody else, like, this guy's great. I couldn't do it, man. He just bugged me. But anyways, director, we have Edgar Wright, who also has done Shaun of the Dead and The World's End. IMDb gave this a 7.8 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 91%. I gave it a 6 out of 10. And I'm sticking pat with that because I feel like that's still a good grade for this movie, but it definitely takes off the stuff that I was not too excited about. Reasons I tell you to watch this is because if you're an Edgar Wright fan, you're definitely going to want to watch it, because there's stuff in this that's in The World's End. Not like literally shots of this, but just it kind of goes up. Like Shaun of the Dead, I guess, was number one, and then Hot Fuzz, and then The World's End. So there's stuff from Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and vice. Anyways, it definitely has some laughs. I definitely would say the acting by Bill Bailey, he made it worth watching just for me. Like, as I said, wish there was more of him in it, but that guy was just, I don't know how to explain it. He kind of reminded me of the guy off of one of the vacation movies when they were getting ready to rent the room. For those of you that are familiar with those, you might know what I'm talking about. One of the older ones, not the new one. But anyways, box office, 80.7 million on a budget of between 12 and 16. So I said 14. And with that, we got a profit of 66.7 million. The music composer in this was David Arnold. That guy has done Casino Royale, Independence Day, and Godzilla with Matthew Broderick and Hank Azaria. I enjoy all three of those movies. I'm not saying they're all 5 stars, but I enjoy all those. This guy actually has quite a list of movies he's done. So for them to get him in this, I was like, that's pretty cool. And it literally took me looking up the music for my review to actually be like, wow, this actually wasn't half bad music. I kind of didn't notice it in the movie as like I like to, because then I could be like, wow, that music went perfectly with that scene. But the music, like I said, is not bad. It's not great. But anyways, interesting fact on this. So Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, while they were they were filming for this and wearing the police uniforms, I guess random people would come up to them asking them like for directions, and just they literally thought that they were like actual real cops, and they just kind of went along with it, which they probably were enjoying it. But yeah, that's all for that. You guys have a good day. Like and subscribe. Check out my letterbox and check out my eBay page. I'm always putting more movies up. And last but not least, either like this review or start eating the trash can. That's right.
I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you